Good evening and welcome to the second to last game of the day, game 17 of this tournament.
Yes.
I am Peter here with PR.
How you doing, everybody? This is going to be a fun one here. We have Team Vermont taking on Team Kentucky. Peter, can you tell us how we got to this point here in the bracket?
Yeah, so Kentucky started off with a loss to Louisiana and we'll go back to the first day. Game 3 of the tournament, they lost to Tennessee 177-72. That was yesterday. Today, they took a loss to Louisiana in the first game, 180-71. Vermont was upset by Kansas in the fifth game of the tournament yesterday, 159-71, and lost to Virginia today, 220-59.
All right, let's go ahead and read our rosters off quickly as I think we're lining up a little faster than I thought we were. For Team Kentucky, who is in the blue, black, and white. Number 11 is Sam. Number 12, Soda Pop Ruckus. 13, Rocky Floor. 16, Violate Her. 201 is the Generator. 22, Mercedes-Benz. 34, Pinky Blueser. 5, Queen of Hearts. 7, Peaches and Creamia. 7, T-Roll. 85 is Bunny. 907 is Alaskan Assassin.
We'll announce Vermont's lineup here in a minute as they are underway. Sabotage Sabal has come through as lead jammer for Vermont. Ooh, a large.
Big jump there by Sabotage.
It looked to be a star stash there by Rocky Floor but was able to get through.
And looks like a completed pass there for Sabotage the ball. Give her 4 points. And a penalty picked up there by number 7 T-Roll for Kentucky.
Sabal going through and getting 4 more points. 8 points here. They're showing 9 on the board, but I believe it's 8. There it goes.
Correct.
And we're still getting used to some of the new rules with the point scoring here. Everybody is. So good job there, but a good first jam.
Like 2 more points picked up by Vermont.
Yeah, we're showing 3 actually. It looks
3
like
for
3, 11-4 after the first. We'll quickly go down Vermont's roster. 1,000 Felon of Troy, 111. 1 Schemstress, 13 Pumpkin Carve Her, 13 Flutter Rage, number 19 Beast Infection, number 2 Bruce Ventuna, 20 Seroquil XR, 24 Sabotage Sabal, 2400 Midnight Crasher, 32 Curb Stomp, number 369 Snatch McCracken, 4 Ivory Tower, 44 Cryptic Kablam, 45 Black Mamba, 528 Gingivitis, 717 Bertha Blue Blazes, 8 to the Gestacutioner, 88 Pale Raptor, and 887 Clitorisk.
And looks like our lead jammer will be Alaskan Assassin for Team Kentucky, going up against Pale Raptor for Team Vermont.
Both teams have had a little bit of rest so far this afternoon, so they've had a chance to catch their breath a little bit.
Exactly. Both had a couple of hard-fought games here early on in the first 2 days of Battle of the All-Stars. Jam comes to an end. 4 points picked up by Kentucky. Now 11-8. Vermont with the lead.
I'm not sure about Kentucky, but I know this is Vermont's first showing here at BOTAS.
I'm not sure about Kentucky. I believe they've been here before. Someone might correct me on that on the Twitch feed. Thank you all again for tuning in on our Twitch feed, brought to you by our friends at Nerd Derby here on the Twitch channel. Thank you very much for hosting on this year. This has been a great time. And if you have some comments, go ahead and sign in the chat and let us know what you're thinking as you watch this great game. Jam number 3 off and rolling. Bertha Blue Blazes for Vermont up against Queen of Hearts for Kentucky.
Bertha Blue Blazes, the MVP for Vermont in their last game, gets through as lead jammer. But close behind is Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts catching up hot on the wheels of Bertha. That pack picking up some speed now, about a half track away. And it forces the call off. Nice work by Queen of Hearts.
And we will give a shout out here to Ivory's mom, who's been very active on the message feed here.
Yes.
Thank you for watching, and I hope Ivory does well as well.
We're sure many parents are tuning in to watch their children if they couldn't make it here to watch their children skating this weekend. So we love all of our Derby parents tuning in, and everybody tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this weekend. 2 more days to go after today, and this is our penultimate game of day 2. Lead jammer quickly out front, number 13. That is Rocky Floor for Kentucky.
Black Mamba for Vermont out 2, just around turn 1. A very fast pack going on so far earlier in this game.
Lots of speed here by both teams on the onset. Quick call off there by Rocky Floor. Looks like a full 4-point pass picked up there for Kentucky.
And we've got our first lead change of the game, 12-11 early on after jam number 4.
Yeah, there you go. Take a sip if you got it. So quickly, we're going to line back up here for jam number 5. It looks like, once again, Alaskan Assassin will don the white and blue jammer cap for Kentucky. And I believe that is, once again, Pale Raptor for Team Vermont. Of course, Pale Raptor from Twin State Derby in Vermont. And matched up there by Alaskan Assassin, who comes from Roller Derby of Central Kentucky in Lexington. Of course, so wearing the blue, kind of normal for her. For, of course, UK, if you're a UK fan living in Lexington.
Just feels right at home.
That's it. And lead jammer does go to Pale Raptor. And look at this fast movement here. Both of these jammers, Peter, trying to get back to the pack, but going to force the call off. Nice work by Alaskan Assassin, staying right up with Pale Raptor.
That's two jams so far in the first 5 that neither team scored any, because Kentucky's been able to, even though Vermont got that lead, they were able to come and just race behind them and catch them.
Throwing a fast pace out there early on, both teams here. So I don't know if that's going to be the norm for the remainder of the game. We'll find out.
I don't know. Hopefully they can sustain it, but I think it's going to slow down here eventually.
It's going to have to at some point, I think. So we're going to roll here in jam number 6. That is going to be jamming for Vermont, number 24. That is Sabotage the Ball.
And she gets lead, her second of the game.
Drama number 5 there, jamming for Kentucky. That is Queen of Hearts again, jamming. Queen of Hearts from Western Kentucky Rock and Rollers, based out of Paducah.
Ooh.
Quite a few members of that league here on Team Kentucky. Queen of Hearts looks like it's a little, almost a hip whip there off of Bunny. Didn't quite work. Jam is called. Ooh. 1 point picked up by Kentucky.
So a 4-1 jam. Vermont retakes the lead, 15-13.
Nice little back and forth action going on early on here, Peter.
Not too bad. We're 6 minutes in, and we're going to go 6 minutes in when we're already on our 7th jam.
Yes, we're moving quite at a frantic pace here.
You know, talking to the fans of the stands and some of the other skaters from other teams, and they think this is going to be a very close game.
I mean, right now they're on the point right now, 15-13.
They're proving us wrong.
Here we go. Bertha Blue Blazes jamming for Vermont. Rocky Floor again jamming for Kentucky. Bertha in the front of the pack now, working on a Pinky Bruiser. And number 12 there for Kentucky, that is Soda Pop Ruckus, able to get by, and earning lead jammer is Bertha Blue Blazes.
Very good to her second lead of the game. She did not score any points the first time through. Ivory Tower headed to the penalty box. That is her first. Violate her back on the track after her first penalty.
Rocky Floor did make her initial pass, now trying to score. Jam is caught off. Looks like 4 points picked up there by Vermont on that pass. So the full pass goes with 1 point rung up for Kentucky. So a 4-1 jam, a 19-14 lead now for Vermont.
Looks like Vermont's running a 4-jammer rotation at the moment, Black Mama being number 4 on that. She is on the line right now for Vermont.
And that is once again Alaskan Assassin wearing the star for Kentucky.
Number 45, Black Mamba for Vermont.
Tight pack work off the whistle. Alaskan Assassin tries to go to the middle now after trying an outside lane. Now back to the outside.
Most of the blocking core for Vermont is from GMRD, the Green Mountain Roller Derby team, including Curb Stomp, who goes to the penalty box right there.
Still, don't think there's a lead been established yet, Peter. No, there's not. I have not seen any designation. So still up for grabs. Looks like Black Mamba trying to be the first one to go there, but Kentucky trying to keep that door shut.
Oh, a good hit from Sarah Quill to knock Alaskan Assassin out, and that puts Black Mamba right in front and takes lead.
Nice awareness by Mamba to find that inside gap, kind of step over the skates of the fallen Kentucky blocker and pick up lead. Alaskan Assassin, meanwhile, takes the star off, trying to fight her way through, and does so for her initial. And wow.
Sam headed to the penalty box.
Black Mamba again finds an outside lane in turns 1 and 2, picks up the scoring pass, calls it off, gets all 4 points there, so 23-14 is your score. Vermont with the lead. That last jam brought to us by our friends at Spank Alley, the only fully adjustable roller derby armbands on the market. They also ship worldwide. Check them out online at www.spankalley.com.au.
And we are in a team timeout. Kentucky has taken a quick timeout, try to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit here.
Kind of gives us a breather too, because there's been some fast derby here these past few, 8 jams. Kind of a quick start and then a really quick pace going by both teams. So
Absolutely, we're just about 9 minutes in, and basically we're doing a jam a minute.
roughly, yeah. I mean, not seeing a lot of huge like multi-scoring passes or anything. It's been pretty consistently 4 8-point passes, call-offs. So we'll see if maybe that starts stretching out a little bit now as the pace maybe either gets faster or gets slower. I mean, we'll find out. I mean, this is a fast pace we talked about. Can it be sustained? Only time will tell.
Ivory says, daughter in the penalty box, my girl.
Way to support your girl for doing something bad. It's okay though. We love the support. Remember, keep those comments coming in our chat room here on our Twitch feed, brought to you by Nerd Derby.
Sabotage with Sabal on the line for Vermont.
That is Queen of Hearts jamming for Kentucky. She will lose a blocker, Pinky Bruiser, to the penalty box, but lead jammer does go to Queen of Hearts.
Bruce Fentuna tried to stop her, but she's just too quick for her. And Sable's also out on her initial pass, probably about a half lap behind.
Here we go again, constantly moving pack. Pack doesn't ever really settle down that much to keep that pack going. Queen of Hearts calls off the jam after getting knocked to the outside of turn 4. She will pick up 3 points. So Kentucky chipping away at that Vermont lead, now 23-17.
Looks like to be the strategy from both sides is to get those points and call it.
Yeah,
Hit it and quit
no
it points.
long-running jams. Like I said, not a lot of multi-scoring passes. Past 8 points, really. Still getting used to the 4-point pass. I think we all are, but we'll see how it affects Derby. I think it's been good so far. It's keeping your scores a little more, I guess, reasonable, a little closer. But it also helps our referees save those thumb muscles.
Yes, this is true.
Here we go, jam underway. Pale Raptor for Vermont. Rocky Floor jamming for Kentucky. Pale Raptor out first and lead jammer.
A blocker swap in the penalty box for Kentucky as Violate Her goes in and Pinky Bruiser comes out. Pale Raptor on her scoring pass and gets through and picks up 4 points.
Rocky
Vermont.
Floor, meanwhile, still fighting her way through. Nice tight defense up front by Vermont. Looks like we have a nice big cluster and a star pass pick up there by Kentucky at number 201, and now taking over as jammer. That is a generator.
That was good work from the Vermont blockers, Felon of Troy, Schemstress, and Pumpkin Carver. Of course, they all play for Twin State Derby.
Yes, so they're used to playing together as a team, so nice to have a cohesive unit out there. You have teammates not only from your state, but particularly from your home league.
Yeah,
helps out immensely on the track there.
Does help a lot.
Looks like that is Alaskan Assassin that will be jamming for Kentucky, and we can't quite see the jammer.
I recognize those shorts. That's Curb Stomp
there
out
you
there.
go. So I believe this is Curb Stomp's first jam of the day for Vermont. So we'll see what happens here. Tight pack, still barely off the jam line. I hear a penalty whistle blowing on someone. Multiplayer block going against Kentucky. That is number 85 heading to the penalty box, Bunny.
Still no lead jammer here. Both blockers doing well.
Alaskan Assassin just trying to dig in to that braced wall in the front by Vermont. And meanwhile, Curb Stomp almost making it through the outside of turn 1, but not quite.
Beast Infection to the penalty box for Vermont. We're even strength now for both sides. And Curb Stomp gets through for the lead. Her first jam, first lead.
Found an outside groove and took it all the way to lead jammer glory. So let's see what Curb Stomp can do as lead jammer. And it looks like a star pass completed by Kentucky there. Number 7, T-Roll, takes over jammer obligations. Yeah, T-Roll was the MVP of the Friday game Kentucky played. So T-Roll a force to be reckoned with for the team in blue, black, and white.
And we're going to see our first power jam of the game as Curb Stomp goes to the penalty box as the jammer and T-Roll on that power play.
So now we will see what T-Roll can do now in this power jam advantage. Vermont trying to set that wall up. Nice work up front there. Number 11 for Kentucky. Sam trying to get up there early to help break up the wall. But T-Roll just spinning around trying to distance herself from the Vermont defenders. She does so, gets through and completes the scoring pass.
Beast Infection tried to get in her way, slowed her down a little bit. If anything, gives it Curb Stomp a chance to get up out of the box, which she is now, but there's only about 10 seconds left in this jam.
So T-Roll rolling right along here, but now finds a tough Vermont wall in the front. All 4 Vermont blockers now keying in on T-Roll. Meanwhile, there goes Curb Stomp around the outside.
And she's going to pick up 4 points right at the end. Good job from Curb Stomp in Vermont.
And that will keep this to be an 8-6 jam in favor, 10-4 jam, sorry, in favor of Kentucky. So 34-27 your score.
10-point jam on the board for Kentucky, bringing them to 27.
So 7-point differential here, 6:45 to go in the first period. Only in the jam number 12 coming up.
12, and if it stands, we're going to be starting with a power start for Vermont as T-Roll went to the box right at the end.
Here we go. So it is a power start. Bertha Blue Blazes, the only jammer on track now, and she's skating for Vermont.
She fights to find the hole, but Kentucky doing a good job of coming back up front. She's just about there now.
Yeah, just about stretching them out past that engagement zone. There goes Bertha Blue Blazes as lead jammer.
3 for 3 so far today.
Trying to keep the momentum going as she rounds about now, catching up to the pack, who takes speed quickly as the Vermont blockers try to force that pack forward. And now Bertha leaning on that braced wall in the front for Kentucky.
T-Roll back on the track, has to make her initial pass before any scoring can happen.
Bertha just slamming in the Pinky Bruiser, who knocks her to the inside and forces the reset.
Flutter Rage to the box for Vermont.
Call off on the jam. Let's see here, looking at our points here. Looks like 3 points picked up more by Vermont. So a 3-0 jam, now a 10-point differential, 37-27.
It's still a really close game.
Oh, yes.
Really
Yes,
well
indeed.
done.
That jam brought to you by our friends at Stakeware. Protect yourself from impact. Contact wear for full contact and action sports. Check them out online, www.stakeswear.com. Here we go, off and rolling with jam number 13.
The Jessicutioner out there for her first time jamming for Vermont.
That is Queen of Hearts once again wearing the star for Kentucky.
Now, Jessicutioner did do some jamming earlier on today and yesterday. Very successful earlier on today.
Maybe Vermont was kind of savoring her a little bit for when they needed her, and comes through right here is that she does not actually. It's tagged for a penalty.
Looked like she dragged her foot out of bounds right on turn 1.
So the cut call was made. Power jam engage for Kentucky. Queen of Hearts makes the loop around. Turn 2 meets back up with the Vermont defense. Just forces her way through, but gets shoved to the outside by number 13, Pumpkin Carver. But looks like Pumpkin Carver picks up a penalty on the contact.
I didn't see what the call was, but she's going to go sit down anyway.
So that will end the jam on the call-off. 4-point pass picked up by Kentucky. So cuts the lead down to 6 points, 37-31.
Penalties relatively even here early on. Unofficially, Violate her has picked up 3 already. We'll check that at the half, but it's 9-8 right now.
And it looks like nobody really in any kind of trouble with Vermont side. All those are spread out pretty evenly. So we'll see if that continues as we go along here. Jam number 14 off and rolling. Rocky Florer jamming against Jessicutioner, who's going to return to the track from the penalty box right about now. And out front, Rocky Florer is your lead jammer.
And good work to go to the outside for Jessicutioner as she comes out of the box and gets through on her initial pass.
Vermont trying to tighten up right there in the middle on Rocky Florer. Rocky knocked outside, signals for the call off.
Very emphatically. We've seen some very
She wants to make sure her referees are seeing her call it off. She does pick up 2 points, before calling it off.
Both ladies in the penalty box are standing, one for each team. That's Pumpkin Carver for Vermont and Violate her
looks
for
like a
Kentucky.
Team timeout going to be called by Vermont. So that'll be their first team timeout of the game. Remember, we're still playing our 40-minute game structure. So 2 20-minute halves, 2 team timeouts per team, 1 official review, which is non-retainable regardless if you win it or lose it. It is gone once you use it. But that will change over beginning tomorrow as we get back to our full regular 30-minute half structure.
Again, and same thing with the fouls in
Yes.
this format. They're only allowed 5 opposed to the typical 7
Yeah.
in a 60-minute game.
So back to starting in tomorrow, it'll be 7 fouls for a foul out. And remember, after this game, we have one more game to go here today, and that is going to be, I believe, Maryland taking on, who's in that roster there? I'm sorry, I lost my second there. I lost my bracket, sorry. Well, we'll see in a second. Maryland, I know, is in that final game today. And then we're going to round out today and come back for day 3 of 4 days of amazing derby here in beautiful Hatfield Township, Pennsylvania.
And we will be starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning,
Yes,
so an
8
hour
o'clock
earlier than we
Eastern.
have the last 2 days.
8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for those who may not be on EST time. And back to the action on the track. Pale Raptor is jamming for Vermont. Alaskan Assassin doing the same for Kentucky. Oh, but a penalty picked up by Pale Raptor. Did not see the signal, but regardless, it is a power jam for Kentucky.
A good 3-wall from Vermont up there to hold Alaskan Assassin. Pumpkin, Sabotage Sable, and initially it was Flutter Rage.
Yeah. Kentucky was trying to go number 2, Vermont, Bruce Fantina, back for a while, but she was able to get back up there and reform that wall in the front, leaning now on Alaskan Assassin, now serving as the brace.
Pale Raptor up and just hauling right through the defense of Kentucky. They didn't see her.
No,
they
they
didn't
did
see
not.
her at all.
She went right on by to make her initial pass.
Caught her off guard, I think.
Yeah, I believe so, but we still don't have a lead jammer because Alaskan Assassin has not made her initial yet.
Now Pale has gone through and picked up 4 points.
Well, Vermont trying to get that wall reformed in the front. Kentucky going to try to help keep it defended. It looks like a penalty assessed. Did not see the signal. It's a direction of gameplay penalty on number 13-14 Vermont. That is Pumpkin Carver.
Pumpkin's second penalty of the day, and the penalty box starting to load up. Sabal going in, that's her second.
No room at the end blocker-wise for Vermont in the penalty box now, as Bruce Fantina also picked up a penalty. She'll have to wait her turn.
And she might have to wait till the next jam. There's only about 15 seconds left.
Oh, Raptor in a slight little apex skip there on the inside and made the pass. Alaskan Assassin also making a pass of 4 points per jammer.
Playing a little defense there from
Little
Pale Raptor.
Bump action there from Pale Raptor on Alaskan Assassin. They're both kind of feeling each other out there for a second and waiting for that jam to time out, and it did.
So Sable and Pumpkin Carver both out of the penalty box right near the end of there, and that's number 2, Bruce Fantina, in there, got her chance to go sit.
So we're going to have each team starting with a blocker in the penalty box. It's number 16 for Kentucky also in there. That is Violate her. But 49-37, a 12-point jam by Vermont, kind of opening it up a little bit here, Peter.
It's kind of surprising, no lead jammer in there, and they still picked up those 12.
Exactly, that was great moves by Pale Raptor though, to come out of the penalty box, guns a-blazing to pick up some points.
Black Mamba on the line for Vermont.
And that is Queen of Hearts again, jamming for Kentucky.
2 to beat, 1 to beat now for Mamba. And through as lead.
Now 2 blockers in the penalty box for Kentucky, and also joined by their jammer, Queen of Hearts. I believe it was a high block call on Queen of Hearts, so now it is going to be a power jam set up here for Vermont. Black Mamba out trying to skate around to the middle of the pack here, but Kentucky right up there to meet her. The blockers starting to fall out here left and right in this jam for both teams.
Soda Pop Ruckus picking up her first penalty.
Mamba through for a scoring pass, picking up 4. So Pack now sitting in turn 3, awaiting Black Mamba, who now re-engages. Also now Queen of Hearts back into the fray. Mamba through on the outside, picking up another scoring pass. Give 4 more to Vermont. But not to be outdone. Initial pass completed by Queen of Hearts.
And then Black Mamba looked at the bench real quick to say to call off and said, no, we have still initial pass to go. Good move.
Yeah, so you still had a whole nother lap to get more points, and it doesn't result in more points, 2 to be exact, for Vermont.
You just passed the 1, pick up the point from the penalty box. Our captain of Kentucky 201 is the generator was in the box there, and she comes out just at the end. She's just making sure as she's skating back to the bench.
And that will bring us to halftime. Peter, our halftime score: Vermont All-Stars 60, Kentucky All-Stars 37.
A very, very fast-paced first half, unbelievably fast.
Yes, lots of good action on the track, and not an insurmountable score by any means. A whole other half to go. We'll be back in about 9 minutes with that second half of our second-to-last game here on Day 2, 2019 Battle of the All-Stars. Armageddon, we are heading to our second half of our second-to-last game here on Day 2 of Battle of the All-Stars 2019. Vermont's All-Stars 60, Kentucky's All-Stars 37.
Yeah, like we said as we left for break, the short break, a very quick jam, 16 jams in that first half. Vermont taking control of most of the leads, but they did score 12 and 1 when they didn't have a lead.
They did. So let's go ahead and look at penalties and see how we stand on penalties. Looks pretty spread out for Vermont. Nobody in any serious trouble as we go right now. Pumpkin Carver with 2, Sabotage Sable with 2, a few ones here and there. Kentucky, talk about Kentucky's penalties.
So Kentucky, they've got 2 that are kind of in trouble here. Violator has 4, picked up 2 quick ones and then a couple near the end of the half. And T-Roll has 3 as well. Mercedes-Benz has 2 and a few with 1 here and there. So not too bad, but those 4 for Violator could come in huge.
Yeah,
as they're skating short. They only have 12 skaters here out on the track today.
Exactly, and I mean only a 23-point differential as we skate right now, so not insurmountable at all. And penalties may end up playing a factor in that if certain players who are kind of on that bubble kind of don't mind their P's and Q's, you know. So we'll find out. We're lined up to go here with jam number 1 of period number 2.
Sabotage Sable on the line for Vermont. I can't quite see who's out there for Kentucky other than the Pink Sox.
That must be Pinky Bruiser.
That would be a good guess.
Because I know Pinky. No, Pinky's in the bench actually, so that is not.
Okay.
Our vantage point we can't always see. So number 13 for Kentucky. That's Rocky Floor. I'm sorry, she has pink socks on. I didn't realize that. I learned something today. All right, here we go. Lead jammer does go to Sabotage Table.
And she is a perfect 100% on lead jams today.
All right, the Rocky Floor going to try to get out front herself there. Takes the star off on a stash. Maybe going to pass it, but not quite. Keeps on a rolling. Makes her initial.
And a track cut called on Sable as she put both of her hands out of bounds as she fell down.
So we have a power jam for Kentucky, and I believe we also have a full 2-minute jam. She did, we believe, get lead jammer status.
I believe they did give her lead jammer status.
So we'll have a full 2-minute jam to start off the second half.
What are they going to do? It's too long.
I know, they're not used to this. We'll see. And there we go. Points picked up by Rocky Floor. She of the Pink Sox gets 4 points. So Rocky Floor now comes to a stop, re-engages the Vermont defense.
Kentucky grabbed a goat in Midnight Crasher there. She's going to stay back there and try to help Sable get through. She opens a hole, and Sable right through just behind Rocky as she gets through as well.
Both jammers now trying to pick it up, and Sable gets right past Rocky Floor on the go in turn number 2. Sable flying around the turns. Dances on her toe stops right there for a scoring pass. Give her 4 points. Nicely done by Sabotage Sable.
And Sable, of course, skating from Hartford area roller derby out of Connecticut for the Vermont team.
We have a few skaters I know skating for Hard that are with Team Vermont. So they're so close in area. So I mean, why not, right?
It's not too far away.
Not too far away.
It's derby love. You got to let everybody play, and if they want to play, why not?
All these Northeast New England states are so close to each other. I mean, you see that a lot. So yeah.
Sable going through, picking up 4 more points. She got 16 so far on the jam.
She will lose her pivot to the penalty box. Midnight Crasher. Now to a multiplayer block penalty, but jam is over. I am seeing 4 more points, so a 16-12 jam in favor of Vermont, 76-49.
By far our largest scoring jam of the game.
I think you are correct. You know why? Because they had to go to full 2 minutes.
That's the first one. Of course, we want to say thank you to Buxton Roller Derby for hosting this tournament.
Yes, Buxton Roller Derby Dallas have been an excellent host. Their 6th straight year hosting Battle of the All-Stars, and it gets better and better every single year. Back to the track now. Bertha Blue Blazers picks up lead jammer for Vermont. Alaskan Assassin countering for Kentucky. She gets by Bertha, who calls off the jam, so no points for anybody.
Second time that's happened with those two jamming on the line. Bertha's grabbed the lead, but Alaskan Assassin just quickly behind her.
Alaskan Assassin's like, you shall not pass. Technically you will, but you won't.
You just won't pass me.
You won't pass me for long.
You shall get no points.
No points for you.
Of course, we didn't mention the coaches today. For Vermont, we have Captain Blivet and Velocity Raptor and Gory Details out there for Kentucky.
Yes, so our great coaching staff for both teams. Here we go, off and rolling. Looks like Queen of Hearts through for lead jammer for Kentucky.
Breaks a streak. The Vermont lead jams going back to the start of the end of this.
And this
first
is
half.
a new jammer for Vermont here, Ginger Vitus. I've not seen her jam yet today, I believe. So it's the first time at the jam line.
In this game, yes, she jammed a few times in the last game, but not much. Ooh, a track cut called on Gingivitis, so an opportunity for Kentucky.
So power jam for Queen of Hearts now, leaning side to side, trying to get around that braced wall in the front, set up by Vermont. Nice work up front. Oh, but finding an inside seam, spins through it, able to continue. Yes, she is through for a scoring pass. Give her 4 points.
Black Mamba almost got her to step out of bounds, but she was able to stay on those toe stops.
So now Queen of Hearts about to re-engage. Nice help there from number 11, Sam, trying to free her up on the outside, but clearly out to the inside goes Queen of Hearts.
Excellent three-wall being applied in the front by Vermont as the jammer is back on the track, Gingivitis, for Vermont.
Kentucky in the back trying to maintain it, but nice job by Vermont breaking that back wall up to free Gingivitis up. And looks like through for another scoring pass is Queen of Hearts. Now working on 8 points as we skate.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
knocked out of bounds. Gingivitis takes a bump from number 201, the Generator.
And it was a no pass, no penalty, so she is going to get on her through her initial pass. But meanwhile, Queen of Hearts scoring more points. It's going to be 0 for Vermont. See if they throw up any additional, 2 more additional points, so a 10-point jam.
So that's closing the gap.
11-point jam. They gave her 3.
We're closing that gap up now, Peter. 76-60. Vermont with the lead, so a 16-point differential. So they're not quite able to get away from Kentucky that much. So we're going to see if Kentucky can keep kind of chipping away at that differential.
They haven't got much more than 30 points ahead at any point in time, so even a 30-point lead is not insurmountable at all.
Not at
right?
all. Rocky floor jamming once again for Kentucky, and that is Pale Raptor for Vermont. Oh, nice on the inside. There goes Rocky all the way through, picking up lead jammer.
Pale Raptor just trying to bowl their way through, and makes it through.
So both jammers now scoring eligible. Rocky to the through turn 2 in the middle, sees Pale Raptor coming up and says, I'm done. Calling off the jam. 4 points picked up there for Kentucky.
Quickly, we'll go over our skating refs today.
Sure.
7 of them and 1 alternate. The head ref, Carmen Dragon. Jam refs, Panic and Demon Mistress. Front pack ref, Zing. As well as Rehab, our outside pack refs are Bibbidi Boppity Boom and Pissed. Our alt ref is Sir Lancelot.
Great ref crew working in the game today. We've thanked all of our referees and our NSOs for working this weekend. They've been great.
We had a question about whether or not number 16 for Kentucky, Violate Her, has fouled out. Not that I have noticed, but we'll find out for you.
We've not been notified. I haven't seen anything official, but we will try to spy that out for you and give you an update ASAP.
She's still on the bench, so not yet.
So Generator jamming now for Kentucky on the star pass, gets knocked to the inside. Now back into it. Meanwhile, Sabotage Table now in the back of the pack trying to push her way through for points as lead jammer. And Sable spins around the outside. Nice footwork there by Sabotage Table. Picks up the points, calls off the jam.
And Kentucky sneaks 2 right at the end there. Good job to not give up on the end.
So now we're at an even 10-point differential, Peter. 80-70. Very, very close game right now. 12 minutes, 40 seconds to go.
I love it. We've had one really close game today. Saskatchewan took Maryland earlier as an upset.
That was an exciting game.
One of the best games I've seen all weekend.
Yes, and this has been an exciting game as well. Oh, now more points being added. So it looks like 4 more points given to Vermont. So 84-70 now, a little bit now. 14 points is the spread. And it looks like Bertha Blue Blazes is wearing that star for Vermont. That is Queen of Hearts jamming for Kentucky.
Bertha up front, but has a 4-wall of Kentucky to attend to and gets through as lead. Good knockout there from Gingivitis.
And Queen of Hearts going to reset and try her luck again. Now to the inside, finds a nice opening to skate through for her initial pass.
Bertha Blue Blazes, however, already on her scoring pass, has one to beat. That is T-roll, and gets through and calls it off.
Yep.
Excellent jam there. Again, really fast jams here. Not quite as fast because we had that 2-minute jam early on.
It really seems like they've kind of been trading these back and forth, either scoreless jams or like Vermont will lead the jam in scoring, then Kentucky will, but like they can't quite close that gap enough. So let's see if Kentucky maybe has what it takes to maybe kind of get a little bit of a spark there to bring that gap. Now we're at 18 points, 88-70.
So the loser of this game plays, I believe, on tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
I believe you're correct.
And
yes.
the winner of this game plays Sunday morning, first game of the day at 8 a.m.
Yes, so they'll actually have the day off tomorrow to kind of watch and see what goes on. So that's kind of nice, a little break there in the action.
Pale Raptor out in front as lead for Vermont.
And that is Rocky for Kentucky. Skating through and again making her initial pass is Rocky Flora. Pale Raptor now engaging the Kentucky defense. Scoots around the outside, calls off the jam. Did she keep the points away from Kentucky? She did not. 1 point picked up by Kentucky, 4 points for Vermont. But that lead starting to kind of edge up a little bit more and more here for the team in green, white, and black. 92-71 now, Vermont's lead. 10 minutes and a little bit left from that. 18 seconds to go in our game.
That is a Green Mountain roller derby crew out there blocking for Vermont.
And they're jamming Sabotage Sable, and she is confronted by Alaskan Assassin as the opposing jammer. But Sabotage Sable fighting away on the inside to skate through for lead jammer.
And she was in foul trouble early last game. Has 3 so far here, but only 1 as a jammer. That was where she got in trouble last time. So she's holding it together pretty good.
Gets tangled up with T-roll, but able to continue. No penalty assessed. So motion does continue. Alaskan Assassin through now for her initial pass.
A lot of star stashes, but not a lot of star passes.
So now engaging the pack again now is Alaskan Assassin, and here comes Sabotage Sable.
And playing a little bit of long point here. Good jibe by Sable to get through. Meanwhile, Alaska Assassin through picks up 4 as well.
So a 3-point pickup there by Sabotage Sable. And looks like a team timeout going to be called by Kentucky. That will allow me to tell all of you wonderful people about our friends at 888. Did you know something, Peter? Did you know derby's not your typical sport? It's really not.
No.
It's more like a carefully choreographed mosh pit on wheels.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's why 888 makes protective gear specially designed for those who lay it all out there on the track. 888 covers heads, elbows, wrists, knees, hips, and yes, even butts. Got to cover those butts, right?
Of course.
Because being derby ready is one thing, Peter, but being derby dominant is another. Check out 888 online. Their website is www.8.com, and also find them on that lovely little program on your phone called Instagram.
Yes, we love them. Of course, this game, again, we thought it was going to slow down here. We figured it's going to slow down. It has not.
It has to, right? No, it hasn't. It really hasn't.
We got it just under halfway over. 9 minutes, 13 seconds left in this game.
Let's take a quick look at our chat feed here. Let's see if we can pull something out of here. Sable is running the differential by trying to run jams long every time. Possibly. So works out to help kill clock. There you go.
So that is actually the coach for TSD, MBD, sewing out some there. And good, thank you for that information as the Jessicutioner goes to the box for Vermont team.
So a power jam for Kentucky. Queen of Hearts now taking lead jammer.
Cryptic Kablam also going to the penalty box.
And the pack slows to a halt, waiting for Queen of Hearts to enjoy a little passive offense there. But now Kentucky tried to go number 2, Bruce Ventina, but did not work. As Queen of Hearts able to continue skating through, though, and earns the full 4 points.
Looked like Curb Stomp thought she had knocked her out and tried to recycle back.
But apparently it was not the case according to the referees because she was allowed to continue. Executioner back into play, fires to that pack for her initial, but picks a track cut up on the way through. So right back to the penalty box she goes, and another scoring pass for Queen of Hearts.
You know, every time we think that Vermont's starting to pull away.
So it looks like they're going to get a couple of penalties there, so she's going to be in there for a little while.
Wow, I'm not sure what that
I
second
don't know if
one
it was an insubordination, or maybe it was a legal procedure. I'm not quite sure, but
it could be.
Regardless, Executioner's not coming out of the box for a little while.
Joining her in the box for Vermont, the pivot, Black Mamba, is going to sit down as well.
The Queen of Hearts sees what's going on and says, you know what, I'm going to call that jam off and freeze the jammer in the box. So Kentucky will enjoy a power start coming into jam number 10.
And we are down to a 12-point lead after that 12-point jam from Kentucky.
This is a perfect opportunity for Kentucky to chip away more of that lead, keeping Executioner in that penalty box to start this jam off. And it looks like they will be fielding as a jammer. Can't quite see from our vantage point who that is.
Black Mamba released from the penalty box.
Looks like number 11, Sam, is going to be jamming for the first time in this game for Kentucky.
Bertha Blue Blazes runs back out on the track as pivot for Vermont. Likely going to be taking the star.
Most likely. That's usually the case when you see a very strong jammer come in with the jammer in the box as a pivot. So
that was two good strong hits from Pumpkin Carver. The second one didn't quite land enough to push her out of bounds, but the first one stopped her for a little bit.
Exactly, with Sam able to spin through and earn lead jammer. So Kentucky going to try to chip away at this lead. Now Sam takes a spill, but right back up on her wheels.
And we've got a TSD pack out there for blocking wise anyway, as Executioner back on the track.
Everybody kind of swarming onto Sam now, but Executioner said now back into play. Spins around the outside, picks up her initial pass. Here, a whistle blow for a penalty. Back block going to be called on Vermont. That's number 717, Bertha Blue Blazer, as a pivot. So
that's good work from Ivory Tower and Pumpkin Carver up there to help Bertha there, but Bertha just a little overzealous, I think.
A little bit. So she will start off in the penalty box and a blocker advantage for Kentucky. Looks like they will be sending Alaskan Assassin, I believe, to the box. Going up against Pale Raptor for Vermont. And we're closing in on just under 6 minutes now to go in the game. So Kentucky is starting to run out of options, but only an 8-point game here, Peter. So still right in the mix.
Both blocking cores doing good so far here. Pale Raptor got a couple to beat up front as Rocky gets recycled back, but so does Raptor now. No lead jam yet.
Not yet, but Rocky's trying to solve that problem.
Good job from Sarah Quill to knock out and recycle as she was just about to get through.
Meanwhile, Raptor now at the front of the pack working on Kentucky's defense, trying to just edge her way through. Oh, but nice comeback there by the Generator. Gives a chip block to the outside, but a high block going to be called on Pale Raptor. Oh, but a penalty also going to be picked up by Rocky. So
should be about a 2-second penalty.
Really, like both chambers are not going to be out for long here.
Both back on the track, but that means we're going to go the full 2 minutes. One full minute left here, so this could be a scoring opportunity for both.
They barely had time to warm the seat. Both jammers back into action. Rocky Floor now to the front of the pack. Generator tried to clear out the wall in the front, but did not work to her favor. And scrum pack in turn 2 now, but Raptor tries to go on the outside. See multiplayer block assessment number 369, Snatch McCracken.
Her first penalty of this game.
And on the inside, Rocky Floor able to complete her initial pass.
She's looking a little gassed out there.
And
but with this fast-paced game, I'm not surprised.
Exactly. Pale Raptor now just also trying to force her way around the last two Kentucky blockers, but not going to be an easy task. That is Soda Pop Ruckus and the number 7 now, T-Roll to the penalty box.
That's her 4th of the game.
So she is in danger of one more, and she is done.
So we've got Rocky through with 4 points on the
Star pass is made from Pale Raptor to Bertha Blue Blazes and through. Not going to pick up any points there, but
3 points there for Kentucky from what I'm seeing. And an official review looks like it's going to be called by Kentucky.
And if the score stands here, we have a 1-point game, 98-97 in favor of Vermont.
And that is Kentucky's last stoppage of the game. They've used the 2 timeouts. Now they're using a review. Vermont still has a review and 1 team timeout left. So a 1-point game, Peter. Whoo! 2 straight exciting games in a row here at Battle of the All-Stars. I'm loving this. So 2 out of 3 really close, exciting games. So I'm really liking this. This has been a good back and forth matchup all game long. We kind of thought coming in it would be such, and we've not been proven wrong.
No, we've not been disappointed at all. Like you said, we had some really good games before us. Massachusetts played against New York, who is the defending champ.
Game,
There's a fun game. New York took the win, but Mass played really hard. The game before, Texas and Tennessee played, and I think Texas were a little surprised how Tennessee played because they were a little lower ranked, but they fought them hard.
And our next game coming up, I believe, is Maryland versus Kansas, and that's going to be a fun game.
Kansas is a fun team
They
to
are.
watch.
They
I've been able
are.
to call them a couple times, and I think 007 Jams Bond, unbelievably fun.
She's become one of the darlings of the weekend, has James Bond, and for good reason. So we'll see those 2 teams rounding out our day 2, and then we'll be back here, as you said, bright and early, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our day 3 coverage. And you can once again tune in here on the Twitch channel for Nerd Derby, which is stupid. That's like saying that. Stupid. Stupid. But yes, it is a great name. So we want to thank Chad and Beth Newt with Nerd Derby for giving us awesome stream coverage all weekend long. I'm going to say it in advance because it will be awesome for the next 2 days as well. I'm calling that one. So we're going to wait to see what the review results are. We have not officially been told anything. The captains and alts are being told the results. And then we'll be told the results by our alt ref, hopefully.
SC's maybe not.
We'll think we're going to the table first, and then they'll come to us.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Usually that's the protocol. Or not.
Ooh, it looks like
Looks like the generator going to be sent to the penalty box as the pivot for Kentucky. So
it looks like number 7. Their T-roll has been
fouled
out of the game. So that is number 5.
So generator will serve T-roll's time in the box, but she'll serve it as the pivot. So no pivot on the track for Kentucky as we start jam number 12. That is Alaskan Assassin at the jam line, going up against Sabotage Sable for Vermont.
Sable, wow.
Blasts through that wall and just earns the lead right from the go. Alaskan Assassin now through for her initial pass. As the pack moves slowly now. It's weirdly a slow pack, and it's her number 2. Oh, spinning hit there on Sabotage Sable, but able to continue. Picks up 3 points on the pass.
Good work by Pumpkin Carver at the back there to slow down Alaskan Assassin. Midnight Crasher came back to help her. Sable, good job. She's going to sneak through, dip and duck through, and picks up 4.
And that's just very good work there by Sabotage Sable, but not to be outdone. There's Alaskan Assassin picking up 4 points of her own.
So 7-4 jam in favor of Vermont right now. Still only a 4-point game.
Well, not anymore because we have another 4-point pass for Sabotage Sable. So 109 to 101 as we skate.
I look at the scoreboard and I miss it.
Things happen when you're not looking. And we continue in motion here. Pumpkin Carver picking up a penalty there for Vermont. Did not see the call, but meanwhile, Alaskan Assassin threw for another scoring pass. Gives Kentucky 4 more points. But Sabotage Sable trying to match that. Dodges the hit from the generator. Woo.
Just about took out the ref.
I don't know, ref almost got taken out there, but there goes Sabotage Sable, 4 more points. So they're going point for point, but Sabotage Sable got the early jump on the scoring. So 15-8.
A good work there of in front by Felon of Troy as she causes a track cut on Alaskan Assassin.
Oh, but a penalty also picked up by Sabotage Sable, track cut of her own.
Ooh.
So again, these jammer seats in the box will not be warmed very quickly because both jammers should be released. There goes Alaskan Assassin, and then we'll see Sabotage Sable right now. So now we're back to full strength. Let's do this.
Good work from Pumpkin to try to open up a hole there for Sable, and does right at the end. Look like she's going to pick up a couple points.
3 for Kentucky, 4 for Vermont.
Good job from both blocking cords. Did an excellent job
so
there.
A 19 to 11 jam, 117, 108, Vermont still with the lead. A minute and a half to go on the game clock, so we're taking down these final few seconds of the game. Kentucky's keeping it close, but that clock's going to really start being their enemy really quickly.
Still only a 9-point game. The whistle's going to blow it.
And it looks like we have jamming Bertha Blue Blazes for Vermont. Queen of Hearts will counter for Kentucky.
Against Queen of Hearts. Might even say she's
Tight pack now coming to the pivot line into turn number 1.
And Blaze is getting sent to a high block.
So a power jam here for Queen of Hearts, just what Kentucky ordered.
Ooh, good job from Snatch McCracken and Beast Infection to knock her out and recycle her back just a little bit.
Kentucky kind of laying back here in the offense, letting Queen of Hearts work her way forward herself. Trying to make sure the pack doesn't get too far forward for Queen of Hearts.
Good bridging work from Vermont.
Yes, Vermont's trying to keep that pack together as hard as they can. It looks like they kind of succeeded there because now the pack got to rejoin everybody. Nice.
Good work from Seroquel XR. Again, that's the second or third time she's done that tonight.
And it's also a very nice penalty kill because now their jammer has been freed from the box. So nice work by Vermont to kill that penalty time. And more importantly, to keep Queen of Hearts at bay as long as they could. She does pick up lead jammer.
However, Bertha Blue Blazes out of the penalty box through the pack. And
now both jammers are scoring eligible, but they got to catch that pack first.
again, one of those fast-moving packs. Kentucky trying to gain a goat. They couldn't quite get Sarah Quill.
Queen of Hearts dives through, spins around, throws the hips forward, calls it off. Oh, does not keep Vermont off the board, though. 3 for Kentucky, 2 for Vermont. Or is it 2 for Kentucky? 2 for Kentucky, 2 for Vermont.
But guess what? Wow, we didn't even notice it, but that was,
that's
looks to be the end of the game.
Period clock has expired. We have not heard a whistle yet for an unofficial final, but looking at our period clock, is at 0, 119 to 110, Vermont with the lead. I don't see any timeout being called, which it would be Vermont doing so, which would not make any sense. So
we're just, I think the jam refs are going over to confirm on the scores.
Points confirmation, yes.
Yeah, that's very important, of course, in this very close game.
Yes, that is very important. So we'll find out once those points are confirmed, then we'll have an unofficial final score. There we go. Whistle blows, unofficial final score, I believe, even though it's not official on the scoreboard yet. 119 to 110, Vermont looks to be the victor here over Kentucky in a very, very hard-fought game by both teams.
Again, a super quick-paced game and a good job by both.
And there we go, unofficial final score. Team Vermont will move on.
And they'll play first thing on Sunday morning.
They get the day off. They get to hang out and watch everybody else play tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. So Kentucky moves forward to play tomorrow afternoon. I don't have my brackets. I can't see their opponent right off the top of my head. We can pull that bracket up shortly, I believe. But congratulations to Team Vermont taking the win here over Kentucky. And coming up next, our final game of Day 2, Battle of the All-Stars 2019. Team Maryland takes on Team Kansas. Stick around for that one. I'm P. Armageddon.
I'm Peter.
Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
So this was the second closest game of the weekend. The fans were super engaged. Tell us about the fans and how much you like them or not.
Well, what I could hear of the fans, they were really good. They were obviously very positive. Everyone loves being positive. Like, don't be negative. It's not good. The sad part is as skaters, we generally don't hear any of that stuff, or some of our announcers, sadly to say, because we're focusing on what we got to do. And then if you're a little deaf like me, you probably don't hear anything anyways.
All right. Well, thank you. Congratulations. We'll see you 8 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Oh, I'm going to need so much coffee. So much coffee.
Thank you. We'll be right back with our MVP from Kentucky.
All right, P. Armageddon here with the MVP from our last game for Team Kentucky, Alaskan Assassin. Congratulations on MVP honors. Talk about this game playing against Team Vermont. It was very fast-paced, very physical. Talk about your mindset coming in and then getting into the game mentality as the game went on. How did that feel playing against that fast-paced team?
So that was definitely very fast-paced. It was not easy at any point. Usually, so if you go fast enough, you hit them hard. They, absorbed it completely, no matter how fast I went. So it was not easy.
How did you guys kind of work to kind of try to counter that going into like a second half and keeping the game so close for so long?
I think offense helped a whole lot. Me on my own, I think I would have struggled, but I had offense, which was really helpful and nice.
So off topic a little bit now, let's talk about you yourself, your Derby name, Alaskan Assassin, and your number. Give me a little background on where your name comes from and where your number comes from.
So I grew up in Juneau, Alaska, so that's where the nickname came from. And my number is 907 because the whole state of Alaska's area code is 907. So.
But now you live in Lexington, Kentucky, of course. So congrats on your games here so far this weekend. You have one more game, I believe, coming up tomorrow. So congrats on that. Good luck in your game. We'll see you then. Thank you very much, Alaskan Assassin.
Thank you.
The next game coming up, Maryland versus Kansas. We'll see you then.
Okay, last game of the day, everybody. Hi, I'm Stupid. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate it. Normally I stream stupid, dumb World of Warcraft and playing records and stuff. So it'll be Derby every few months, so you can stick around for that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop the stream so that we can put a little break in there. I'm going to chop it up. Chop in the stream. I'm going to fire it right back up again, though, so don't go anywhere.